Hi everyone, my name is Hena and I was a contestant on the 3 minute thesis competition back in 2021 where I took shared second place with my presentation on my bachelor thesis, which was concerned with molecular docking and inhibition of a specific type of enzyme in acute myeloid leukemia. As I remember back then, my reasons for applying were not so scientifically motivated. It was the reason that I applied was mainly to break my routine of constantly working on my thesis and being indoors because in 2021, COVID 19 was still really controlling our whole world. However, I believe it was a very good spontaneous decision for two main reasons. The first reason is that back then I was still not so good in simply explaining my project. I was working on a computational project from the field of structural biochemistry, and I think when you're working on a computational project, it becomes maybe it's a bit easier now when everyone has some bioinformatic experience, but back then to explain to even scientists who are wet lab and especially non-scientists, it was impossible for everyone and even myself included to understand what I'm doing. However, when you have to explain your project in 3 minutes in the simplest terms possible, it really helps you identify the key points of your project, the things you want to advertise and enhance, or what you want to focus on when you're presenting, and it especially helps you gain the confidence in presenting your project. The second reason why I think it was good that I applied is to see what my fellow scientists, especially younger people on the beginning of their scientific career like me back then, were working on. And I think it gave us a platform to provide feedback to one another, and if you're lucky, even start a collaboration with one another if you are working in a very close field. So as I've said, this 3 minute thesis presentation really helped me gain a lot of confidence and identify the crucial points of my project back then, which was very, very important when I was applying for my master thesis. Since I was applying for a mostly wet lab degree, which was immunology, I had to explain in very simple terms, but still in an interesting way, to the interview committee what I was doing so far. So I think this 3 minute thesis presentation really helped me to secure a position in my master's degree of immunology. And I finished about 6 months ago at the University of Bonn in Germany. And right now, I'm working on a PhD at the Santana Children Cancer Research Institute here in Vienna. Specifically, my lab is concerned with the molecular mechanisms of immune dysregulation and some inborn errors of immunity and how this affects further immunological development in a child, and also how this can affect some predisposition to cancer and how we can work from this to possible personalized therapy, not only for immunological dysregulation in autoimmune diseases or autoinflammation, but also in cancer. So this was not so simply explained, but I believe if someone was working on a similar project from the applicants this year, maybe they could know how to explain this very simply. So I really encourage everyone to apply. I think it is a very good, maybe not a first step, but one of your first steps in your scientific career development. And it is probably, for many people, one of the first presentations in a very long career of scientific presentations, especially at conferences where they will have to present years worth of work just in 5 or 10 minutes. So it is a very good basis to know what things you have to work on, what things you still have to work on of understanding your project, and how you can develop yourself further as a scientist.